What's up Trophy Hunter, Happy New Year. Today I want to share my top 5 hardest platinum trophies I achieved in 2023. To make it onto my top 5 list, it was important that the game meet the following requirements. The platinum difficulty should be based on skill rather than time, and it needs to be an ultra rare platinum with less than 5% platinum achievers. So before we start with the top 5, here are some honorable mentions. Evil West, I had a pretty tough time on Evil difficulty, especially on the later levels. Also keep in mind the game will be free this month for all PS Plus Essential members. Resident Evil 4, but now they added the mercenary mode and it's now a bit easier to obtain all the weapons in the game. So now difficulty wise it's only a 4 or a 5 out of 10. Next one, Edge of Eternity, which is a turn-based RPG game. You have to play through the game on the hardest difficulty. I really like the game, but I can't recommend it because unfortunately the game crashed about 100 times during my playthrough. And Redemption Reapers, which is very underrated, another turn-based strategy game. Well, I had a tough time with some levels, but now it's a lot easier because they added an easy mode and a new game plus mode. So the difficulty and time is before they patched the game. So guys, and here are my top 5 hardest platinum games I achieved in 2023.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
I'm just kidding guys, here is number 5. God's Will 4, which is a rogue-like hack and slash game. You need at least 3 playthroughs to get the platinum, but you will probably end up with a lot more. The goal of the game is simple, you need to kill all 10 gods. You can do this in any order you want. You start the game with a handful of heroes. The abilities and skills are always random, and if all your heroes die, you have to start from the beginning of the game. It's also necessary to kill some bosses in certain ways, and there is a lot of RNG in the game, so you really need a lot of luck. Okay, so now let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is Nex Machina, which is a top-down shooter from Housemarque. Housemarque are the people behind Returnal. The game was brutal and requires a lot of skill. You need to play through the game with just 1 credit, and there are also some difficult related trophies. You need to complete the game on veteran difficulty, so you really need to learn the levels perfectly. The boss fights are also from another level. I guess this game took me easily 100 attempts. Number 3 is Aliens Fireteam Elite. I completed the PS5 version in 2022 and then in 2023 I decided to go for the PS4 stack. In my opinion the PS4 version is a bit harder because of the frame drops. Sometimes the game also freezes and if you play on the highest difficulty you die immediately. However, I'm a huge fan of this game, I really enjoyed it, but keep in mind if you go for the platinum you need 2 other players. Because it's almost impossible to complete the game on the highest difficulty solo. At least 4 playthroughs are required, but you will end up replaying missions many times. The game is kinda short, there are just 12 levels and each level roughly takes 30 minutes. But on the higher difficulties it can take much longer. But like I said before, I really enjoyed the game and I could also play the game another 100 hours. Number 2 on my list is Zombie Uprising. The game is like a trash movie, you know it's going to be bad, but for some reason you still enjoy it. It's a hack and slash game with some roguelike elements. You can compare the gameplay with Onchambara. Playing the game was more an accident because I downloaded the demo and unlocked the trophy, so I bought it out of necessity. At first I thought this is gonna be an easy one because the trophy list looked pretty easy. Just a few miscellaneous trophies and completing all the levels on standard difficulty. But I was wrong because some levels even on standard difficulty are very tough, then there is a lot of RNG in the game and some very overpowered bosses. There are 8 main missions you need to complete and 1 special mission. Each mission has several floors, so for example if you make it to floor 7 and die, you lose everything and have to start from floor 1 again. Sounds this is not a big deal, but 1 trophy requires to complete Smoke and Mirrors, and this mission has 50 floors. And it's not standard difficulty, it's hell difficulty. And the worst thing is the game is not good and very unbalanced. It's possible to cheat a little bit with backup saves, but even with backup saves, believe me, this is gonna be a pain. Without backup saves this is easily a 12 out of 10. And number 1, which you probably never heard of it, is Galaxy Champions TV. An arcade top-down shooter with some rogue-like elements. The game is very short, 1 playthrough takes roughly 30 minutes. But the platinum took me 30 hours. because of two trophies. The first one is Big Star, you need to complete the upgrades collection. Well, if you have bad luck, this can even take more than 30 hours, because in each playthrough the upgrades are always totally random. And the second trophy is Godlike, you need to beat the game on Nightmare. And here's an example why Nightmare is called Nightmare. In the background you can see the first boss on normal difficulty. As you can see, not really a big deal. But now the same boss on Nightmare difficulty. And believe me, this is totally insane because this is just the first boss. And believe me when I say it gets harder every single level. So guys, that's it. These are my top 5 hardest platinum trophies I unlocked in 2023. And now it's your turn. Feel free to share your top 5 hardest platinums of 2023 in the comment section below. I hope you found this video useful, thanks for the attention, see you in my next one.